Alright, folks, so with any luck, I'm going to see if I can finish this campaign entirely this stream. There's not that much left that we have to do. We only need to conquer 5 more regions. And RNG God, heyo, hey, good to have you on the stream. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you're streaming tonight at all. I'll do my best to get on. And let's see here, I only need to conquer 5 more regions. Got to make sure Mordor is destroyed, but that won't be that much longer, because once I get my region count up to 50, and I make sure that I have Barad-dûr, of course, then I just need to drop the ring in here. Mordor is destroyed. Campaign is done. Now, across the entire map, there really isn't a whole lot going on. I mean, I know that Enedwaith is becoming a huge power over here in Eriador. They started off down here in the early game, pretty much on the verge of total defeat against the Dunlendings, and then now they cover pretty much all of Eriador here. So it's only because of us that the Dunedain, the High Elves, and to an extent even the Dwarves over here are still doing okay, or are lasting out as long as they are. But I'm not worried about Enedwaith. We're allies with them, so I have no intention of breaking that alliance whatsoever. And even over here with Dol Guldur, Dol Guldur is down to its last, I believe it's down to its last 5 strongholds and cities. They've got these 3 regions over here. They've got Erendolin under siege, and then they have Tarfalin over here. So, Saturday is rest day. My stream tomorrow is delayed, canceled for my grandma's birthday. Oh, okay. Alright then. Yeah, I'm thinking about making Saturdays kind of a break day as well, because it's kind of hard for me to fit in a stream on Saturday, now that I think about it. Tends to be a lot going on. Alright, so, Eomer, I think what I'm going to have you do is rush over here. I'm hoping that if I can kill this general, and kill their faction leader, well actually, he's a general as well. So where is their faction leader? Oh, I think he's in here actually, from what I remember. Yeah, that's their faction leader. Okay, so if I can kill off these 2 generals here, then I can probably just kill off this guy here through a direct assault instead of waiting 3 turns. And that might be enough to destroy Dol Guldur as a faction, because I don't think they have any other generals left. I know they got 1 guy way up here. It'll be absolutely frustrating if somehow he becomes the faction leader after these 3 guys are killed. It's possible, I don't know. I mean, Gundabad was destroyed when we killed off their leader over here, because they still had 2 generals in here, and yet that was enough to destroy Gundabad through regicide. Alright, let me see. I think the best thing I did was decide to only stream certain days so I don't tire myself out. Yeah, that's a good point. Right now, I'm trying to be a lot more consistent with my streaming schedule, because I know it's been kind of all over the place, and I don't seem to really commit to a specific time frame, so this is me just trying to stick with with at least a singular time frame that everybody can know that I'm around. So, late at night also seems to work with me too, but if I'm playing past midnight, it is a little rough to work with, unfortunately. But not too bad on a Saturday night, since obviously I can sleep in tomorrow. Alright, so I think I'm going to rush in and just take care of these guys now. Here we go. Alright, so they've got about 3,700 versus our 1,300. Actually, this might work out pretty well for us. I don't see a whole lot of these goblin stalkers. Those are the worst things to deal with. Yeah, they've only got just 1. So I can work around just 1 very easily, but the rest of these guys I can mow down with cavalry. So this could work out very well. Yeah, this could be exactly what I'm looking for in wiping out Dol Guldur. If I kill off these 3 generals in 1 turn or 2, that might be enough to destroy Dol Guldur as a faction. Okay. Alright, Eomer's got a full stack of these Royal Guards again. Here we go. Good to see that. I don't have my red shields, unfortunately, except Eomer's unit alone. Now I'm going to put you guys over here. And then I'm going to put you guys over here instead. Yeah, that looks good. Now, probably should just put you guys back here. Put you guys way over here.
The enemy are bringing in reinforcements.
All right, now, looks like the reinforcements, they're back over there. They don't have too much distance they have to cover, so let's just go ahead and rush in against these guys now. And then Eomer, I'm going to have you rush in against these archers. And then who else is with you? I think I got the skirmishers here, right? Yeah, let's get you moving. And then I'm going to get you guys to follow Eomer this way. There we go. So how close are you to affiliate? Well, that's the funny thing. I actually had affiliate a long time ago, but the problem is my average viewer rate started dropping, so I lost my affiliate status. I'm not sure when exactly I lost my affiliate status, but I have a feeling that when I was working for Allstate and I was only able to stream like Tuesday through Thursday, that is when my scheduling was pretty much all over the place. So I was just streaming whenever I could. So I think that might be one of the reasons why my viewership dropped, unfortunately. But I remember having affiliate a while back, and I'm just not sure when exactly I lost it this year. Hopefully I can turn things around by maintaining a more consistent schedule. Because a part of me feels like I remember getting more viewers on average than just like 2. Alright, let's see if we can kill off this general here. We got to kill him off too. That's a big deal. Yep, let's get Eomer out of there. Yes, you guys wiped them out. Yep, perfect. This guy's tough. Come on, just kill him. Kill him. Alright, let's get you guys back. Gonna have Eomer move in against this guy again. I want you guys to go after these targets here. Let's have you move back. Where are my skirmishers, for goodness sake? Where are they? Yeah, let's get you guys back into the fold here. Maybe look into the program and see if you still qualify. Well, like I said, I don't think I do, because I have to have an average of 3 viewers consistently, I believe. Every month. I think that's how it works. And my average viewer rate dropped, so now I'm averaging like 2 on average at best. It's too bad I don't have my affiliate status anymore, because I just got a bunch of brand new emojis. Sorry, not emotes, I mean emotes for my chat box. I had someone design them personally for me, and they were awesome. And then I realized I can't use them because I'm not an affiliate anymore. So that really sucks.
Now for wrath, now for ruin.
Alright, Eomer, let's get you down here. Yeah, these ladies are getting shot at to hell. Let's try to change this up here. Actually, I'm going to save you guys. Let's start bringing the Royal Guard over here. Yeah, these Mirkwood hunters, let's get them down. I want you guys to come back and kill off these Mirkwood spears. Their general is still... Oh, whew, that was a brutal death. Did you see that? Jeez, did you see that? That was brutal. I mean, the guy was, like, running in the opposite direction, just, like, got completely... Oof. Now, that's an awful way to go, getting trampled by horses. Gives you more appreciation for why cavalry is so terrifying. Can't imagine how absolutely rock solid you had to be in the Middle Ages, absorbing a cavalry charge, you know? It's like, it's not that easy. Even if you got a spear, it's not that easy. We still got to get rid of these guys. Yeah, let's save our ammo. Come back over here. We need to finish these guys off quickly. They're taking too long to wipe out. Come on, hit them, hit them. At least we killed off their general. There's still one more to deal with. And these guys are just frozen. I need you guys to move around here. Oh, come on. Did it freeze? No, jeez. Dang it, the game froze again. I can't believe the battle's gotta freeze like this. Okay, come on, I'm doing the thing. Control, Win, D to move to new desktop. Nope, that's not gonna work. Control, Shift, Escape. I wish I could better understand what exactly is causing the game to crash like this, because everyone keeps telling me I need to enable my large address awareness, but I do that every time I play this mod, and that doesn't seem to really stop it. And the crashes are happening more frequently, especially with every new version that I download, so you can see why I'm getting kind of frazzled by all this. It's always got to freeze in the middle of a battle, especially if the battle is actually going somewhere. It's got to pick the worst possible time to freeze. I couldn't freeze in the middle of a campaign map. Nope, it's got to freeze in the middle of a battle, and not just the battle in general, just the worst part of the battle. Like, I was winning that. I was halfway done. Okay, I gotta do this all over again.
Yes, my lord.
So stupid. Come on now. Let's get this done with.
brought up more men. Get your spears into them. The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
Alright. Let's start hitting these guys now. Maybe this will work out better for us. Already I feel like this is a better way to maneuver around our enemy's archers. Alright, let's have you guys line up over there.
Now for wrath. Now for ruin.
Alright, I think we took out all their cavalry. I don't see anybody left. They had very few anyways. Alright, need you to continue. Alright, let's start hitting these archers here. Or who's over here? Yep, let's have you fall back. You're going to take his place over there. Let's get you guys to fall back. Shield maidens, I just need you to actually keep throwing those javelins. Oh, they still got those wargs left. Alright. Messing them up over here on the flanks, that's good. Yep. Run, run, run.
Only half the enemy.
Actually, I might save you guys for later. Save your ammo. Fall back over there. Still haven't killed off the general, unfortunately. That's still a bit of a problem. Yep, we're trying to take out the general over there. That's good. Have you guys fall back. Hit these goblin headhunters. Come over here. Yeah, so far so good. We're not doing bad. Alright, I'm going to get my royal guard out of there. Same with you guys. Alright, I'm going to start charging in against you guys. One more charge from our lancers and royal guard might be enough to kill the general here. Combined effort. Come on now. Come on.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
Very nice. Okay, so that worked out perfectly. Stop firing. Alright, that should be enough to get these guys running. Yep, they're all running for the hills now. And they got that other army behind. I need to get you guys organized. Okay, we got to get you guys back into shape again. Go after these last remnants here. We got to get... Yep, we got to regroup.
Cowardly foe run.
We got to regroup. Quickly, quickly. Alright, here we go. So, 35% killed off. So it's not exactly half, but close enough. Okay, let's get you guys rolling in over here. Yeah, my shield maidens are running out of ammo. Almost everybody's running out of ammo except these guys, because I haven't deployed them yet. Yep, let's fall back. Let's have them spread out more. Shit, they're already shooting at us. Fall back, fall back. Alright, need you guys over here. Let's get these guys to spread out more. They still got these Warg Riders over here, so I'm going to send my skirmishers after these guys. Got some heavy cavalry here. We can hit these archers in the meantime. And the cavalry. I'm going to start bringing my shield maidens back over here. Oof. That cavalry's looking pretty tough. Alright, come on now. Come on, everybody. Good charge, but we need more momentum. Keep it up, keep it up. You guys, fire away. I need as much help as I can get. Fire away. No, you go in the wrong direction. God damn it, you go in the wrong direction. Ladies, you're going the wrong way. It's too bad I can't use Eomer's special ability again. Oh, those ballistas, you fuckers. Come on. Where are they? You fuckers. Alright, ladies, charge in again. Ah, I got another one. Yes. Quite perfect. Going very well. If I can get these goddamn ballistas to stop shooting. Every single shot. Those fuckers. Those absolute fuckers. Alright, you need to start shooting past our troops. You're not killing them. Alright, we gotta start surrounding them. This is taking too long. They're holding out for way too long.
The battle seems to be swinging in our favor. From such tidings does victory emerge.
Alright, come on. Let's surround them. Let's get this done. I gotta get Airmare to move in too. Come on, they're shaking. They're quaking.
Behold how our cowardly foe runs. It's time to press the attack.
Alright, don't let this many guys get away. I gotta make sure that entire bodyguard is wiped out. I think they are. There we go. Getting some good shots here. Final victory. Alright, let's take a look at the casualties here. Suffered 14% so far. Royal Guard isn't too bad. Surprisingly, these guys didn't lose anybody. Some of the Lancers didn't lose anybody either. Yeah, Skirmishers did okay too. Not too bad across the board. Alright, and that is 99% wiped out. We're not going to catch that guy. That's okay. Doesn't matter. Battle's won.
Enemy are utterly vanquished. This is a great victory.
So, only 8%.
The mightiest of
106 troops lost. Haven't looked at these in a while. Yeah, not that many casualties inflicted by any one particular unit. That's the one thing I find kind of interesting, is that when I was playing as Bree, there were some exceptional units that got a lot of kills. Okay, so that is 2 generals killed. 2 would-be pretenders to the throne. Could take this now. Get a spy and a diplomat going. Let's convert this place. Alright, I'm going to start moving you guys up over here, just in case. And I need to get some more of these troops moving too, but population... Let me see here. I think I can justify moving some of these guys, because we need these guys in other theaters of the war, so I know EUR could definitely use these troops. Yeah, it doesn't suffer too bad. I could even increase taxes if I want to, but I'll hold off on that. Let's get you moving. Okay, that's actually pretty darn good. So taking that city over there, let me see. Yeah, taking this city helped us wipe out 2 of the other orc generals. So that means they've only got their faction leader here and another guy over here in Tartafaline. Alright, let's end it here. Let's see where this goes. Well, got some reinforcements on the way. That's good. At this point, there's really not a need for us to get more troops in that area. We already have plenty to work with. RNG God, if you're still watching, let me know if you tried out any of the new updates for EUR. I mean, obviously not version 2, but I know they made some changes to the UI, so let me know if you were able to install that and give that a try. Because I know that after this campaign is done, I am going to have to reinstall Divide and Conquer. See if I can try to take advantage of some recent changes they made. Yeah, I really don't need to watch Dale do all this crap. Alright, there. You took Dane's Halls. Congratulations. Took you frickin' forever. Now, come down and help me fight Dolgador, okay? Help me finish these guys off. What are these jokers doing? Gondor, what are you doing letting them get by like that? Got a lot of betrothals taking place. Are we at 1 million right now? Holy crap, we are actually at 1 million. I'm not even sure if I ever got that far playing as Bree. Like, we have an insane amount of money coming in. 60,000 every turn. Jeez, that's crazy. I think that's better than even Bree. I don't think we were making that much as Bree. I'll have to check again. Maybe we were. I just don't remember. Okay, so even adding me infantry didn't make a huge difference to public order. That kind of blows. Alright, well I can definitely send some of these guys back for retraining. Not a big deal. It's a perfect opportunity to get some replacements in here. The Royal Guard suffered some permanent casualties, unfortunately. That's okay. I'm going to get you guys back home to retrain. I think I might send you down this way. There we go. And then you'll come over there and replace. I'll get you guys over to Bayarn's Hall shortly. Now, as long as I keep these guys over here, I don't think Dolgador is going to have any troops. It's going to send any more troops out of Tarfaline, because I think the AI is too worried about me trying to attack from the north. And they also know I have a big army over here in the east as well. Let's get you guys over there. In fact, maybe I should send you guys down here, because then I can help reinforce Eomer and Theodred's movements down this way. Because I could have these guys easily meet up at Fenholm, besiege that area. This place surrenders in 5 turns. I think we should start pushing towards Fenholm pretty soon, because that place looks pretty undefended. Well, not undefended, but looks fairly vulnerable. But I gotta get somebody that can lead these troops. An inspiring leader. who will take the responsibility? Yeah, let's get you guys moving this way. I might get Theodred to lead them. What I need to do is just get these guys across the river. You'll meet up with these guys over here. They should get there by next turn. Then we can besiege Fenholm and just keep that siege going. Alright, do we need to keep this much cavalry here? I guess we do for public order's sake. Also, I'm just beginning to realize I have no general to lead these troops if they decide to attack in this direction. So, who can I send out?
Yes, my lord.
I need a general. I need a general. I need a general. Who will take the job? Can I send you? I could. Public order is actually really good here, so we're going to lose some money, but that's okay. I need the general up there right away, so why don't you... It's kind of a hard decision, isn't it? Because I could really use a general in this direction. Yeah, let's get you moving. Let's get you moving up there too. Just go through the Golden Wood. Oh, we got a general over here. Yeah, you just go this way. Because it'll take this guy longer to reach there. Yeah, you just head up north and make sure Thranduil's Halls remains defended. That is your promotion. Alright, let's see here. Got a diplomat.
Tomorrow's journey planned out, my lord.
Alright, let's put you in here just in case. And then you're going to stay in here so I can get 3 spies in here.
Yes, my lord.
Alright, I don't really need to keep these spies over here. Let's just put you there instead. I got this whole area under surveillance. So if they move their troops in any direction, I'm going to know it right away. There we go. Alright, what will I do with you? I think there's anything else I really want to do here, is there? Oh, wait, what about you? Yeah, you can increase taxes, and let's build this too. Actually, I really don't want these people getting sick. There we go, herbalist. Alright, we got 2 spies here. Culture's at 22%. Not fabulous, but at least it's getting there. I got 1 spy over here. Let's get you moving. And then, what's going on over here? I got a Nazgul chasing this guy, don't I? Yeah, stay away from me. There we go. This place must have a way station, right? Black Temple. Sauron calls many different warriors to his cause, and none have served him so fervently than the Black Númenóreans. Before the fall of Númenor, many havens were established in Middle-earth. These colonies often followed suit with the island itself and turned to worshipping Melkor. When the island was drowned and Sauron eventually regained shape in Middle-earth, he found that a small group of Black Númenóreans still readily worshipped him and were eager to serve. The Black Temple had been constructed to house these devout followers. Their numbers are few, but they are perhaps the best warriors that fly the flag of Melkor. Okay. So you figure with a Black Temple you get access to some sort of special class of Black Númenórean infantry or something, but it doesn't say so. Only implies. Grog Hall. I mean, none of this stuff is really useful to us. Not right now. Oh, there's the way station. Okay, so that's good. We don't need this Brawler's Pit because there's no equivalent for this in our culture. There we go.
Yes, my lord.
Alright, let's go ahead... Nope, we can't do it yet, because if we try destroying the ring, like I keep saying again and again, the game keeps crashing, so... Not going to do that. Barad-dûr looks like it's close to falling. Yep, 2 more turns, and they'll be forced to sally forth or surrender. Or Gellibrand always needs construction projects. Every time I look over there, you gotta have something. Yeah, you build that. Nope, you're done over there. Gotta build a lot more farms and markets. You can increase taxes. That's looking good. Very good. Alright, what else have we got? Yep, you're busy, you're busy. You haven't been captured yet. Yeah, that's looking good over there. And Joe... I'm just gonna call you Joe, okay? Joe Gray, I'm thinking, or... I'm sorry if I'm just completely butchering this, but bonjour, parlez-vous français? No, I do not, unfortunately. My apologies.
Your orders, my lord. Yes,
Alright, let's see here. What else am I doing with these guys? I guess I can move you up here. See what else is around here. I would love to have this place under siege, because then I won't have to worry about any orcs coming out from any of these places. I just have to worry about Tartafeline, and that's it. Alright, so, let me see. Dolgador's faction leader is here in Erdendolen. What happens if I just take it out now?
As you command.
Alright, is that enough to destroy them?
Have triumphed. A most noble cause.
Okay, I guess not. Right? Maybe we'll find out next turn.
approaching quiet.
Yeah, he's a general. So maybe we'll find out next turn, because, I don't know if that's enough to count as regicide. I mean, we've killed off, like, the faction leader, 2 more of his generals. They only got just the 1 left in the north. Maybe if I'm lucky, if I really need them, Dale will come south to help me. Or not, they just look like they're having a good time in Witherboard. Just standing around doing nothing. Oh, it's like Ogre? Okay. So maybe like Joe Ogre? Is that what it is? Or Joger? I'm so sorry, by the way, if I'm not getting that right. Alright, there goes Mordor just dashing about. Guild available in Durthing. Yeah, let's build the guild then, huh? Nope, can't do it. Okay, somehow that wasn't enough to destroy Dolgador. What's this guy? Is he the new faction leader? No, he's a general, so where on earth is the faction leader then? He's not in here at all. Is he here in Duenberg?
We shall engage.
Of course, I can't attack yet because I didn't build any siege equipment. Where is this guy? I mean, Dolgador does not have that much territory left.
Approaching quiet.
No, there's no one in here either, so this is making no sense. Where did this guy go? I mean, this isn't their faction leader. I just killed him down here. So if he wasn't the faction heir, then where is their leader then? I'm so baffled.
By your command.
Oh, come on. Is that where he is? Come on, dwarves. You couldn't hold on to that territory?
Siege. The siege goes as planned.
You guys were supposed to come down here and help me besiege Fenholm. Now you gotta... That's annoying. How did the dwarves lose this too? Like, Khazad-dûm, you got all these dwarven troops. Just come down here and help take them out again. You got legions and legions of dwarves, and you're not doing anything with them in the south. You let the enemy walk all over you. How depressing. Alright, well, the good news is this guy's going to be up there. Why is it going to take him that long to get there now?
With honor, we shall continue to.
Where are the rest of these guys? Yep.
By your command. We can
You know, it'd be
go
great if the
further.
elves could help me out, but nope, the elves have been pretty much on snooze for the last 40 turns. I mean, they just took back Dolgador and they're like, yep, we're done. That's our contribution, we're done. even though I took it first. Practically gave it to them.
As you wish. We'll make camp here. Orders.
Okay, can I get you retrained here? Yes, I can. Very nice. Again, not that it really matters at this point. One more turn and Barad-dûr is ours. Where was Gondor when the Westfold fell? Hey, we actually did an amazing job helping out Gondor. We did. In fact, I'm going to lift the fog of war and brag about this, because Gondor is now even more powerful than we are, and that is thanks to us. So, early on in the game, I decided to help Gondor hold its river crossings at Caer Andros and West Osgiliath. So the enemy only just barely got a foothold into this area. We pushed them back a long time ago. And then eventually, sometime after turn 100, Gondor was actually able to turn the tide against Mordor. But we had to help them out a lot in this area down here too, because Mordor had spilled down here through southern Ithilien. So we sent down a decent number of troops to help Gondor fight some battles here. Eventually, they're able to reclaim all this territory and take Minas Morgul. So, let's see. But as for Gondor, Gondor definitely helped us out in destroying Mordor. And basically, yeah. That's about it. I mean, they're helping us fight Mordor at this point. They didn't really do anything over here because we took out Isengard in less than 20 turns. So, there really wasn't a need for help at all. Oh wait, I got a lot of troops here. What am I doing? Okay, you guys. Time to move over here.
As you wish. We can go no further today.
Your orders, my lord.
Alright, so I'll have to get these guys moving this way. Eventually besiege Fenholm. I can't take this out right away. I can try to send some infantry up there, because without any infantry, I can't get siege equipment.
Yes,
Could I at least hire a mercenary? Oh, I could. They only need just one. That's all they need, is just one. So you go up there, make sure they take Methelburg. Éomer will stay behind. Again, keep this place well monitored. I don't want any surprise attacks from the orcs. Very good, very good. Alright, what else we got?
yes, my lord.
Yeah, you need to make your way up to Thranduil's Hall. Let's keep moving.
We can go no further, my lord. This
Keep
tower
moving.
will keep vigil over the lands.
That might be it over there. This place surrenders in 4 turns. I think I'm going to have you guys... because I think Éomer is fine up here. If they do decide to come down south, I still have some troops in Leohold I could send over there.
Yes, my lord.
I think I still have some more troops on the way, right? Yeah, technically these guys, but not that much left. I pretty much sent everybody I can, except some of this cavalry. Oh wait, you guys need to go back and get retrained.
Your command. We'll make camp here.
Can I get some of you guys moving?
Yes.
Yeah, that looks like it could work. There we go. Let's send you guys to the front.
As you wish.
Your orders, my lord.
I'm going to get this whole garrison moving. I mean, look at how many troops we have here. Time to move this way.
We can go no further today.
Okay, I'm going to save it here, and then end the turn again. Because that's looking pretty good. We'll probably have this campaign won by turn 185, is what I'm thinking. That's what I'm betting on right now. Honestly, this may not be a super long stream. Could end up being like a little over an hour.
Glory, honor,
Alright. Took Baradur. They got a crap load of Nazgul over there, but that's not gonna matter. That's not gonna matter. I'm gonna destroy the ring in a couple of turns. Edit Lewin dwindles. Yeah, I know they're not doing great, because Enetwed has been kicking their butt. Nope, can't do it yet. Sorry. Alright, let's build this siege equipment. Let's be done with this. I'm gonna have you come over here. You're gonna start besieging this place. I'm gonna send you guys down here too, I'm thinking. Yeah, let's do that. In fact, maybe I should send all my cavalry. Well, if I do send them out, they're probably gonna get attacked. Yeah, they need to stay together as one big force. I'm gonna send you guys up here. They are still far behind. Still got 2 more turns before they reach Fenholm. This place surrenders in 3 turns, so after this is taken, we can get these guys moving quickly.
Yes, my lord.
I'm gonna get you guys... I don't think we really need a general up there that badly.
Your orders, my lord.
I could really use another one over here, so that
Your orders.
I can get Theodred's entire army moving in another direction, if need be.
Yes, my lord.
How about Enethar? Does it really need a general there? I can get you moving again, right? Oh yeah, it looks bad if he leaves. It looks bad if he leaves. You better stay there.
Your orders.
What if I get you...
Yes, my lord.
Yeah, you just keep moving up to Thranduil's halls. I don't want to take a chance. Just keep moving.
This tower will keep vigil over the lands. With honor, my lord. Your will, my lord. My lord.
Alright, and that place will surrender in 10 turns.
My lord.
Okay, and then down here in Mordor, what are we doing?
Your orders, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Alright, what I'm going to do is bring you guys over here together
My lord.
as one.
With honor. This
Yes, my lord. Your orders, my lord.
I might start sending all these guys to Mount Doom as well. They got 4 Nazgul over here.
have a taste of my blade. I'm gonna stick you.
And I don't think these guys are going to do anything because even if they were to combine forces all together, they still wouldn't be strong enough to take out even one of my full stacks over here. So they're probably going to end up chilling out over here. They may end up going after this fort though. That could be a problem.
I'm gonna stick you.
So I think I'm going to get you guys out of there just in case. Yeah, I'm going to have you come over here by Durthing, just in case. Gondor can probably deal with them if they want to, but I'm not really in the mood to fight that. And there's no point, because Oswy has the ring. In a couple turns, we're going to drop it in Mount Doom, and they'll all be eviscerated, so... no need to trouble ourselves. Oh, man. Yeah, stretch my legs. I hope my green screen looks okay. I can barely tell because I look so tiny on it. Okay, let's see what Gondor... oh man, Gondor, come on. Yeah, it looks like they're going to head back and combine forces. It's possible that when they do, they'll end up coming back trying to take Barad-dûr. That's what I think they're going to do. The Resolve of Ered Luin. Ages passed, the Blue Mountains were shattered, and the great cities of Novgorod and Belagost utterly destroyed. After many generations, the dwarves of Eredluin have finally reclaimed their ancestral glory as their cities dig deep and build great works. However, the works of the dwarves are under threat, and many dwarves lie dead in the frozen plains of the north. Now all strength left to the reforged kingdom must be mustered, all ceremonial and reserve forces committed, and all craftsmen strong enough to wield a weapon mustered. The will and glory of the dwarves may be shattered by the enemies that march on them, but they will face it as resolutely as their ancestors faced the great dragon Glaurung and the forces of Morgoth of old. Okay, still can't do it, sorry. Alright, you're gonna go ahead and besiege Fenholm. Come over here, yep, there we go.
Yes, my lord.
Now let's get you over here. There we go.
Assembling a mighty host.
And this guy is about to get a huge army under his command. Some of the best troops available. Honestly, he might be a bit underqualified. Actually, no, he's a 4-star general. That's good. If he was like a 2-star, this would be way too much for him. Alright, so I'm going to experiment and see if taking out this guy in Methelburg is enough to destroy Dol Guldur. Because again, it's only him and one more general. That's it.
Yes, my lord.
With honor.
Yeah, there we go. That helps us out tremendously. And then we can increase taxes here because he's such a great governor. Everybody loves him. Over here in Mordor. Yeah, so my biggest fear is that they're going to send these troops over this way, combine forces with this Nazgul, and potentially threaten Barad-dûr. Either that, or they'll stay confined over here to the east, knowing that we're too strong to deal with. That's a possibility, too.
By your command.
Yeah, let's get these guys retrained. That'll be great. Okay, so let me save this, because I want to see if this will work.
Marching to war.
Alright, well, it'll be worth it if we can kill this guy. Come on. Regicide?
Victory in your
Are they
name,
done for?
we have conquered, my lord. Orders.
Oh, come on, really? I gotta kill off every orc general with Dol Guldur? Now that's just obnoxious. Alright, I'm just gonna hold on to that siege for now. Okay. Now this place surrenders in 8 turns. 2 more turns until this place surrenders. So I only need this region. I can take that one too. And then destroy Mordor. And we win the game. So I think it's just going to be a waiting game. It's basically just going to be a waiting game at this point. Because it's not like any of these guys are going to sally forth to fight me. And Dol Guldur is in pure defense mode now, so we finally reached the point where they're no longer going to attack us. They're just going to stay confined where they are. That's good for us. Oh wow, it's like bad news for Erdluin every single turn. They just don't know what to do anymore. I'm gonna check on them. They must be down to like, let's see here. Yeah, they have literally lost all their territory over here. Wow, that's crazy. They got their Doomstack assembled over there. They now only have just one more region left. This is so bad. Wow. Yeah, it's a good thing we're friends with Enedwythe. Good thing we are friends, because it'll be pretty awkward for us to go to war. Because I know I am not ready to go to war with Enedwythe, and I think, honestly, Enedwythe is one of the few factions that you cannot fight as Rohan, because they just have way too many skirmishers. Archers, javelin throwers, casualties will be an absolute mess across the board. They're one of the few factions I really don't like committing cavalry against. Because I just know that from experience, so I'd rather stay on their good side.
Your orders, my lord. Yes, my lord. Orders.
Alright, we don't need these elves. I'm going to send you up towards... Yeah, let's send you back this way.
As you wish.
Your orders, my lord. Yes, my lord.
By your
Your orders, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Alright, one more turn and those guys surrender. And I'm going to send you up this way. Because now we have their last 3 regions over here under siege. They still got one more over here. But again, these guys are not doing a single thing, so I don't think we need to worry about their movements at all. Alright, I think we've done enough here. Do I have a general here? Yeah, I can get you moving.
My lord.
I mean, we lose a lot of money, but that's okay. Yeah, let's get this guy moving. Because I can send you up this way. Alright, and then over here, just going to keep an eye on Mordor. I might come down and help them out.
Your orders, my lord.
Yeah, I think I'll send this guy after them. Or I might send Theoden. Theoden's got a pretty strong army.
Yes, my lord.
Yeah, I could send Theoden after them instead. That'd be cool.
Your orders, my lord.
yes. This tower will keep vigil over the lands. With honor.
There we go. Beautiful.
Yes, my lord. Your orders, my lord.
Alright, I'm going to get Theoden on the march. I'm going to see if we can help these guys out.
Yes.
There we go. Oswy, you're going to kind of just stick around over... Actually, stay over in Barad-dûr just in case. Just in case this guy gets any ideas. Alright, end this turn. Let's see. Oh, alright, these guys aren't giving up without a fight. That's okay. We'll just wipe them out. I wonder if I really need to fight this. Can I just do an auto-resolve? Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
An honorable, glorious
Look at that,
victory.
14,000 gold from looting the place. It's not like we really need the money.
A most
1.4 million
conquest.
in the treasury.
Your will, my lord.
Alright, how's culture doing here? Oh, sheesh, 68%? Alright, well, we can get these guys moving. Let's get you moving down this way.
Yes, my lord.
I would like to get Theodred's army on the move, but I know that may not be a great idea, because we just captured this place. Does this place have a way station as well? No, it does not. Oh wait, it does. Yes, it does. A lot of way stations around here. That's nice.
Your orders, my lord.
Alright, and this place surrenders in 7 turns. I think the same with this too, right? Nope, 6 turns. Okay.
Approaching quietly.
Alright, let's go ahead and check on some territory elsewhere. Yep, you can build that. Dorthalu. Yes, let's build more farms everywhere.
Yes, my lord.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop these guys.
Go no further, my lord.
Fight alongside Gondor. Take care of those orc rebel. Alright, we only need one more region to win the game, so I think I might wait for either one of these guys to surrender. Or I could just go in now and just take it.
My lord. Yes, my lord.
Yeah, at the very least, let me try this. I'll go ahead and put you guys in here.
By your command.
There we go. Eomer, you're going to lead these troops.
Assembling a mighty host.
Alright, let's take this place. And then auto-resolve. We lost only 86. That's fine. I don't care.
Glory, honor, victory. My lord, our courage and honor have conquered.
Perfect. Alright, very nice. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and put these spies in here. And I'm going to put this guy up here too. Alright, Rohan 185 victory. So it took us 185 turns to win this campaign, right? Oh, actually, I gotta wait one more turn, don't I? Yeah, I gotta send Oswy back so he can destroy the ring.
This tower will keep vigil over the land.
Yep, gotta do it. One more turn, folks. Just one more. Dol Guldur Diminish. I'm going to enjoy reading this. Bred to fight, bred to die, and bred to no other purpose, this is the Orc Control. In the forest of Mirkwood, about the fortress of Dol Guldur, spiders hang, speared to tree boughs, their silken traps severed, the crude helms of orcs, arms, and dulled blades of scimitars lay crumbling, their lack of quality rotting them swiftly to rejoin the newly purged soil. It is a terrible blow to the power of Sauron, the great Eye of Barad-dûr, and he feels doubt at last. He is restless in his tower. One of his forces is failing, and thus has not been foreseen. Sauron must reroute his assaults, renew the pressure upon those who oppose the shadow of Dol Guldur, or his victory slips another notch away. Alright, let's do this. Time to destroy the ring. Alright, so Mordor has been destroyed, Barad-dûr, the Dark Tower. Oh, never mind, we won the game! Wonderful. All your people celebrate this victory. Would you like to continue and gain even greater glory? Alright, well, that was fabulous, guys. So final victory has been achieved. We control exactly 50 regions. We have destroyed the Dunlendings, Rohan, and Mordor as all of our chief enemies.
Your orders, my lord.
Yep, as you can see, all the orcs have disbanded. So now they're just mindless rebels and bandits. No more Nazgul here to deal with either. I'm going to go ahead and lift the Fog of War to see how everybody else is doing. So yep, this has turned out pretty darn well for us. I had a lot of fun playing as Rohan. I have to admit, their economy just turned out to be much stronger at the end of the game than I ever did with Breland. Like, Breland had... But the great thing about Breland is that their economy has always been strong from day one. So I was just printing money with Breland up to the very end of the campaign. But I think the reason why Rohan's economy did so much better is because we ended up conquering a lot of really valuable territory up here in the north. Especially as we were getting closer to Elven territory. And then also absorbing some of Agmar's regions as well. Some of these mining facilities where we can get some mining income as well. And then the old Brown lands, we had a huge expansion to this land too. So all this really contributed to Rohan just making an insane amount of money every turn. I still don't think I did this well playing as Bree financially. But again, I think that's just because we ended up taking a lot of territory in many unique directions. Because as Bree, we were pretty much confined to just Eriador, and basically up here to the northern tip of the Misty Mountains, all the way down to halfway through Gondor by the time we had won the campaign. But playing as Rohan, I'd say there's a give and take here. I was really impressed with how quickly we destroyed Isengard. And it didn't take us too much longer to destroy the Dunlendings either. But the only thing about Rohan that I find kind of frustrating is just when you're playing as almost an entirely cavalry-based faction, there's a lot of micromanagement you have to do on the battlefield. So just be wary of how many pieces you got to move around on a live battlefield playing as Rohan, because it's not as cohesive or as consistent as commanding an army that has your basic spearmen, swordsmen, shock troops, archers, and so forth. Not everything moves smoothly when you're playing as Rohan on the battlefield. But as you can see on the campaign map, basically our conquest took us in a number of different directions. So as I mentioned before, I basically dedicated everything I had to destroying Isengard as quickly as possible. So we destroyed them in less than 20 turns because actually I think at turn 20, and one of the reasons why we were able to do that is that we carefully maneuvered ourselves to take out Isengard without triggering a Doomstack. Because if they had a Doomstack, that would have been impossible for early game Rohan to deal with. The Doomstack is extremely difficult. Isengard is already pretty tough to deal with as an early game faction because they're better prepared to deal with cavalry than most other factions are. So that's one thing you gotta look out for fighting Isengard. You'll end up fighting Uruk-hai pikemen, crossbows, some fairly impressive shock troops as well, a lot of warg riders, so even early game Isengard can still pose a threat. So just be wary of that, and do your very best to try not to trigger a Doomstack. So if you're fighting Isengard, you are going to end up triggering a Doomstack if they are down to their last two regions, or if they have lost Isengard. And then we came over here to try to help out Enedwaith, because Enedwaith was losing the war against Dunland. So we came in at the 11th hour, we helped them regain all their lost territory, Elkfood, Barad-dûr, Hiorat over here too. And then we just continued to push northwards and eventually eastwards to wipe out the Dunlending presence. Now, we still had to deal with the goblins. I would say out of all the factions we fought, the goblins were the easiest because the goblins are the least prepared to deal with cavalry. Now, they have a lot of squishy goblin infantry and archers, very lightly armed units. Even their spears and halberds, which, yes, are effective against cavalry, they're lightly armored as well. Or at least they're not as heavily armored to withstand archers. So as long as you've got a lot of mounted archers, then you can pretty much perforate any sort of spear unit or halberd on the battlefield. So that's my recommendation. If you're going up against the goblins, just don't worry too much about them because your cavalry, especially if you have heavy cavalry, will just mow them down like grass. So the goblins were the easiest to deal with, despite the fact that their numbers were just insane up in this region. So we pushed the goblins out of here too. We eventually started moving northwards because the goblins had territory all the way up to Osul up here. But when we took Osul, we basically had to deal with Gundabad and Agmar up here too. Fortunately for us, both Gundabad and Agmar, despite how much territory they had up here, they were actually fighting each other. But I was nervous that Gundabad, which controlled this region here, they might end up attacking us in Osul. So what I did was I tried attacking them first to take this region, but then I triggered a war with Agmar, because Agmar decided to come in and try to attack us literally the exact same turn that we took this region. So then we had to fight an annoying war with Agmar. We took out the rest of their strongholds and cities, eventually made our way up to Karndum as well, and wiped out their presence. Gundabad was easier to deal with because we didn't have to fight Gundabad a whole lot. We fought maybe a handful of large-scale battles against Gundabad in the long run because Gundabad got to a point where they were not really doing well. They were not only fighting Agmar, but they were fighting a losing war against the Khazad-dûm dwarves. They were fighting Dale over here too, and every time I offered Gundabad peace terms, they accepted it readily, even without any sort of real offer. So, at least I was able to avoid fighting them for the most part, because the dwarves and Dale did almost all, yeah, they did all that fighting, plus the high elves as well. The high elves managed to push them out of Morva Tarth and Mount Graham. Now, Dol Guldur they were easily the most challenging faction to fight. It's not necessarily because of how impressive their army is. It's really just the size of their army. Now, Dol Guldur, this was probably the scariest I'd ever seen Dol Guldur, because I would say up to turn, yeah, it's hard for me to say, somewhere around turn 100 or so, Dol Guldur truly peaked as a faction. So they had got to the point where they had wiped out the Woodland Realm entirely, as you can see on this map. They wiped out the Woodland Realm entirely. They had Dale pretty much on the brink of collapse here because they had taken Esgaroth. They were very close to taking Dale a number of times, and if they had taken Dale, they would have pushed on to take the Lonely Mountain too, and then there wouldn't be anything that Dale could do to really stop them from there. But fortunately, we actually sent Erkenbrand up there by himself. He hired a bunch of mercenaries, and for the longest time, he was just up here making sure that Dale did not lose its most valuable city. So, as long as Erkenbrand was up there, he was able to keep the front intact so that Dol Guldur wasn't able to get past Esgaroth itself. But on other fronts, Dol Guldur was far more successful. I would say by the time we were done fighting the goblins over here, or close to being done fighting the goblins, the Golden Wood and Khazad-dûm were also in a big pickle. So Dol Guldur had pushed the elves all the way to Caerhus Galathon. They were pretty close to taking this capital too. They had nearly started besieging the dwarves over here. They had pushed the dwarves all the way to this bridge here, and they were getting pretty close to besieging the eastern half of Khazad-dûm. And it even got to a point where they had reached down to Dantalad. They were occasionally launching incursions into eastern Rohan. And then their most impressive advance, I would say, was across the Old Brownlands, because they were also very close to destroying Dorwinion. Dorwinion was basically, they only had Sant and Nui left, Karasant over here, and Strondos left. They had only just these three regions left, I believe. So Dol Guldur was on the very verge of pushing them all the way to the Sea of Ruin. But that is also where we came in to help them out, because by the time we had finished dealing with the goblins over there, I had sent Theoden with a huge army. I think I sent Theoden and Eomer over there. They had all of them cavalry based entirely, 2 full stack armies. I had them right across the Old Brown Lands, right through enemy territory, all the way over here so that we can help Dorwinion regroup and push back against Dol Guldur. So there was a lot of fighting that had to take place here. We had to fight huge battles over here in Alanin. I mean, just massive battles, 8 to 10,000 orcs. We had to fight some big battles in Kavarad here too. And we eventually got to a point where we just steadily started making advances against Dol Guldur, and they got pushed all the way back to the boundaries of Mirkwood itself. Now down here with Mordor, that was a different story. Now, as I had mentioned earlier, we helped Gondor deal with Mordor as a mess, because without our help, they would have been defeated a long time ago. But we helped them hold the bridge holdings at Caer Andros and West Osgiliath. We also sent as many troops as we could down here to help Gondor fight Mordor in southern Ithilien and northern Harad. They eventually, with our help, they were able to push them out as well. All the way up here, they were able to push them out of Ithilien entirely, take Minas Morgul. And then when I had finished taking out Dol Guldur in the Old Brown Lands, I sent Theoden and as many troops as I could to besiege the Black Gate region. And then from there, we just continued to make advances into Mordor. So that was basically just our entire military strategy in a nutshell. A lot of different fires. I would say a lot of different fires that we had to put out across Middle-earth. So definitely a more strenuous campaign than playing as Bree-land, because Bree enjoyed a lot of relative safety for a good part of the game, with the Dunedain ensuring that their northern borders were protected, and then Enedwaith down here made sure that we were safe from Isengard, playing as Bree. But as Rohan, we were just bouncing back and forth across the map, just doing our very best to put out fires and help out our allies, because we had several allies that would have been completely eradicated if we hadn't gotten involved sooner. So I know for sure that if we didn't send Erkenbrand up to Dale, Dale probably would have lost its most valuable city, and then therefore would have been pushed all the way back across the river. And if it wasn't for our help, I know the Golden Wood would have lost Caras Galadhon at the very least, because they weren't doing so well either. Same with Khazad-dûm. I'm not sure how well they would have done without our help. And Dorwinion, I know for certain Dorwinion would have been destroyed without us, because they were down to the very last of their strength over here by the time Theoden arrived. So we had to fight, like I said, a huge battle in Alanin. I think that may have been the big tipping point for Dol Guldur, because we had to take out nearly 10,000 orcs here. And then we were able to steadily advance westwards and continue encircling their forces here. But yeah, just a lot of riding back and forth. And the great thing about Rohan is that you can basically just assemble an entire army of nothing but cavalry, and chances are you can still take on an army that outnumbers you 2 or 3 to 1 with spears or pikes. You could still do it. And you can ride your entire army across a vast distance very quickly. So that's one of the benefits playing as Rohan. You could have thousands and thousands of riders go from one point of Rohan to another in a matter of a couple of turns. You can use them to put out fires to help out your allies across vast distances from one point of Middle-earth to another. So that is one of Rohan's greatest strengths right there. If you decide to focus primarily on just getting the cavalry recruited as quickly as possible and assembling large armies, you can take them pretty much anywhere in a short period of time, as long as you don't have siege equipment or infantry slowing them down. Of course, I would recommend that you do take advantage of their infantry, because Rohan's roster in EUR is impressive. The Helm's Hammers is their most impressive shock troops, so, I mean, even in comparison with Isengard's troops, these guys are pretty darn good. The Guard of the Golden Hall have made a lot of use out of these guys. Their javelins are incredibly powerful. They also are very tanky on the battlefield, so they could hold their own against pretty much anybody. And of course, you can't go wrong with the Golden Hall Swordsman and the Golden Hall Spearmen. So make sure you guys are recruiting these troops as much as you can if you're playing as Rohan, because there are going to be cases where, yes, you will need infantry. You absolutely will need infantry to help balance things out a bit. And then lastly, once you get the Glittering Caves done and over with, then you get the Guard of the Caves. This is your only Dwarven unit, but they are a very impressive heavy infantry. Great defense, thick armor, and they throw axes, so you can't go wrong there. I personally have not used these guys a lot in battle just because they do take a while to recruit. It takes a while for their unit pool to respawn. So, and you can only get them from the Hornburg. And that's the thing too. The Hornburg is the only place you can get Helm's Hammers and Guard of the Caves. But I still made some great use out of them altogether. The only units I never really made a whole lot of use of, probably, I would say, let me see here. There's a better list over here. The Helminga's Archers. Rohan's best foot archers, which you will make use of early in the game, but as you approach the late game, I found myself just not really utilizing them all that much. And they don't have bad stats. I mean, range is 170, they got average accuracy. Missile attack isn't that impressive, but I guess I just didn't really make that much use of them because, again, I was just so focused on building up a cavalry army throughout the entire game. Just trying to assemble as many mounted troops as possible. Some of these other guys you're not going to make much use of either. The Eredit Axemen, early game, they're okay, but don't rely on them towards the mid to late game phase because they're just not that great. Same with the Eredit Footmen and Eredit Swordsmen. If you need cheap and somewhat reliable infantry, these guys will fit the bill. Again, their upkeep isn't really that much. You will make a lot of use out of these guys early game because they're pretty much all that you can recruit next to some of your early light cavalry. But again, as you're approaching the late game, you'll probably find yourself relying less and less on these guys just because you know you can get better infantry in the form of the Golden Hall Swordsmen and Spearmen. And these guys are pretty good. Very comparable with Gondor infantry, so you want to make sure that you got plenty of these guys as backup because if you're in a situation where you need infantry, these guys will fit the bill. They'll pretty much be able to take on anybody on the battlefield. Okay. But yeah, apart from that, had a lot of fun playing as Rohan. Not sure which faction I'm going to play as next, but hopefully I'll have an answer by tomorrow. I may even give myself a little bit of a break from Divide and Conquer, just so I can give myself some time to think about which faction I'm going to go for next. But as of right now, I'm going to go ahead and turn the Fog of War back on. There we go. And this campaign took us officially 186 turns to get done. Still have a lot of troops here I can get moving too. Oh, and I was supposed to send these guys back home for retraining. Forgot about them as well. And I guess we still have Fenholm under siege here. The only thing I regret is not being able to destroy Dol Guldur. I mean, at this point of the campaign, I really don't want to drag things out by trying to annihilate Dol Guldur here in Tarfalin, because this is just going to be an exhausting large-scale battle. It would be a rather epic one, because this would be the battle to end all battles. Oh, look at that. They got another general over there, too. Yep. Yeah, not something I really feel like trying to carry out, considering that the campaign's won, and there's no need to continue doing what I'm doing. Dol Guldur is pretty much good as defeated. We have them completely cornered here on all sides. Alright guys, well, thanks again for watching. For any of you who have been watching previous streams of this too, I really appreciate it. And I will keep you updated on the stream schedule to see what else I'm going to be doing next. I know tomorrow I'm going to try my hand with some Rome 2 Total War, playing as Egypt, so any Rome 2 fans out there, be sure to give me a follow and keep track of my schedule, because I'm doing my best to try to be a lot more consistent with my streaming schedule. So I primarily, if you're looking to watch my streams live, I'm trying to focus Thursdays and Fridays late at night, like 9:30 p.m. Eastern time or later. And then on the weekends, I'm going to try to experiment with more early morning to late evening streams instead. Saturday and Sunday. But Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is when I need to take my break, because obviously started a new full-time job, so I can't be playing Divide and Conquer late until like 1 or 2 a.m. on a work night. Alright guys, well, I'm going to go ahead and finish this off for the evening. Thanks again for watching. Hope to see you more tomorrow.